All right, my name is Paul Brumbaugh, and you're on the edge. I'm sitting here with Dr. Brian King, and I've been making him wait for at least the last 12 minutes. And the first thing he does is grab his phone.
I'm playing Candy Crush.
You're playing Candy Crush. Well,
That's what
I got,
I was hesitant to play Candy Crush for the longest time, but coronavirus is like I might as well play. I've been playing Farmville, Candy Crush, all the good ones. The classics.
Farmville.
That's right. I've been on it.
Oh my God, I didn't even know Farmville still exists, dude.
Paul, will you please water my plants?
Please don't water my plants. You know what? I'll even kill virtual plants. The only plants I don't
There you
kill,
go.
the only
Yeah.
plants I don't kill are cannabis plants,
Oh
and
my
I just
God.
smoke those. But anyway, less about me, more about you. Brian King, I have to drop the doctor. Your doctorate's been
No,
pulled.
that was a dumb joke. I'm still a doctor. Damn it. Yeah. I before the interview, I was joking with Paul, and I said, you don't call me Dr. Brian King anymore because this coronavirus has just wiped out everything, including my credentials." That was a no. I'm still a doctor. That's dumb.
I know, but that's why I thought I'd mention it. But anyway, so
I appreciate you calling back to the pre-interview segment that we didn't record. That was gold. The rest of the stuff's gonna suck.
well, it's a callback to something that nobody has any reference to.
That's right.
It's
That's
like the
right.
rest
How
of
are
my
you, Paul?
comedy. There's no relevance to it at all.
That's right. And how are you, Paul?
Very well, Doctor. Or see, I did it again. Very well, Brian. How are you
Paul,
doing? Now I gotta drop it, use it, don't use it. What the
dude.
hell?
All
I,
right.
I know
All
there's a
right.
lot of things going on in your household. You got kids watching, want to use your phone to watch
There,
videos on
there is
YouTube's.
nothing. There is nothing going on in my world, man. My entire world, my calendar. It's amazing, Paul. I don't think you understand what my situation when this pandemic hit, right?
Right.
So my work is seasonal. I tour the country doing seminars and comedy shows and whatever, But I do it seasonally, right? I have like several months where I'm just on the road like constantly, and then I take like a few months off, and then the whole thing happens again, like another season, 2 seasons a year that I'm working, 2 seasons a year that I'm off. It's just the schedule that I've grown accustomed to. So coming off of my down season, right? Like it was winter. I left the country. I went to Argentina. I had Christmas with the family. Had all this stuff, and celebrated Mardi Gras. And then right after all of this downtime, my tour was about to start. I'm literally driving to Memphis, Tennessee. I have a full calendar. I have 2 months of solid gigs every single day. 2 months solid gigs, and then as I'm driving to Memphis to start the tour, got a car full of copies of my book. My girlfriend, who works with me on tour as well, she's sitting shotgun. Everything is ready. I get a phone call, and immediately my calendar is completely wiped out. so so yeah, I
And
got
you just
nothing.
came off what, a couple months of having a break, and then you were just
Well, that's just it. That's just it. Like that's the whole point of why I was saying it was seasonal. Yeah, because I hadn't worked in a couple of months. I was about to do my season's worth of
about
work.
another 3 or 4 months worth of work or
Right.
something.
So now it's like, when you live seasonally like this, I wouldn't have gone to Argentina if I'd known I was going to be sitting here. You know what I mean? I
Right.
I wouldn't have gone. I wouldn't have done a
If you
lot
knew
of
you
things.
were going to have 5 months off, you would have said, no, I don't want 5 months off.
Exactly, exactly. So
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 you're
I
going
had
a
a
little
couple of
stir
months off. That was
crazy?
great.
Are you going a little
I'm
stir
going
crazy?
nuts, man. I'm trying to create projects for myself. I've written a couple of books, and generally, it takes a lot of time to write a book. And
Right.
so I have this unexpected time off, so I want to write another book. But like, what am I going to write a book about?
Right.
It's yeah, it's weird. It's really weird, man. It's a weird situation. I know you're used to being like a broke loser. I mean, I get that.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
I'm
I'm
kidding
used
with
to
you.
living off the husks of others. Yes.
That's right. No, I mean you're familiar with this, but
Thanks.
me,
Slumming
man,
it. Yeah, yeah. I'm
I'm
just used to it. Okay, thanks.
me, I'm a baller, man. I mean, I'm a successful
Yes,
comedian.
yes.
You know.
Slumming it to me is just another day on the comic grind. Yeah. So yeah. So are
I'm
you
just
doing
kidding.
any virtual gigs? Any comedy virtual gigs?
No, I've been actually I have been invited to do quite a few, and to be honest, like I'm just not feeling it. It doesn't.
It's not the same.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to do comedy without an audience present. First of
Right.
all, because I like to riff. You know, I like to play with the audience, and it's tough to do that. But I don't think I just want to like spew material into my computer.
But
You know what I
so
mean?
you haven't been part of any of these ones where you actually have like a virtual like Zoom room full of people. So you have your
Yeah,
comedians,
I
you have
mean,
a
I know,
host, you have
like
a
I said, I've been
comedian, but then
invited.
you also have an audience in front of you.
Right.
But
I've been
they're
invited,
just like
and
you are now, a
maybe,
little square on my TV.
yeah, and maybe that would be cool, but I don't know. I just don't. It doesn't appeal to me right now. But I have been going crazy. So maybe I should do one of those shows or not. I don't know.
So
Sanity
how
will
are you
be.
getting your artistic yah-yahs out? Are you writing again? Because I know you just released your book.
I'm writing. Actually, I picked up a couple of unfinished projects from the past that I might write. I don't have a publishing contract for anything, and my current publisher is probably not going to be interested in doing anything because they're struggling. They're all of their books stopped being sold. The minute the coronavirus hit, people don't
Right.
buy books, and what, what? And I'm sorry, I was getting signals from the
Yeah,
back
the
of
production crew. Yeah, I know.
yeah. We got a whole crew in here. I was getting anyways. So books. Books are not. I guess what I'm saying is like things aren't selling in general. Unless you make face masks or or antibacterial soap or whatever. Hand stuff. There's not a lot of people buying extra stuff like books and things like that. So it's a tough market. I don't have any kind of publishing contract. So I'm trying to motivate myself to finish these projects. It's not working. I've been doing a lot of photography lately. I have my girlfriend is a model, and we do photo shoots as often as we can. That's been keeping me kind of busy. But I'll be honest with you, man, I'm just like super, super bored.
Like super bored. So why aren't you putting out other content if you're taking pictures? Why aren't you doing videos and content? You have, like you said, you live with a model.
Oh yeah, no. We
You
got
live with
content.
the model, and you've got child actors with you too.
Yeah. No, we got content. Check out my YouTube channel. I produced 5 videos in the last week.
There you go.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Like I do that. I guess what I'm saying is like I would do that. I'm not doing anything specific to the pandemic. Like I do videos all the time. But speaking of girlfriend being a model, I did actually post a video recently where you could totally see her topless from the and straight up uncensored. So I'm just gonna plug that. Get some views to my YouTube. If you want to see my girlfriend's boobs, you can look me up on YouTube, Dr. Brian King, and scroll down. There's a cut. You'll see it. You'll see it. This
yeah,
is
I see how your eyes are kind of rotating off to the right.
yeah. Well, it's because she's showing them to me right now, actually. But I know this has to be Facebook clean, I think. So I'm not going to pan the camera.
Yeah,
But
I'd have to
go to
like put something superimpose something in post.
yeah,
I'll have to put like head.
put those little smiley faces
There
over
you
her.
go. Little googly eyes. Make it
Yeah,
fun for the
googly
kids
eyes.
at home. Yes. Not
But
with yours.
yeah,
Put yours down. Put yours.
but I love my video series, and I did a really cute one recently, which was actually directed by my daughter. My daughter is now 3, but she filmed a whole lot of video while we were traveling through Europe and Argentina while she was 2. And granted, it's a 2-year-old's video, so it's a lot of shaky cam, a lot of
I was going to say it's a
pictures.
step up from your photography. Okay, good.
She's a little bit better than I. She's got a better camera an eye than me. But she actually shot some really fun, cute footage, and so I assembled it all together and made a little video shot directed by my daughter. This is how I'm passing the time, as making internet videos, exploiting my girlfriend's boobs and my daughter's cuteness.
Oh, they're good. You're riding on the coattails of others.
Yeah, no, and if you don't have enough people in your life, make some, and that's what I did. So.
It's the circle of life, Brian. It's the circle of life.
But yeah, as far as creativity though, I post jokes like every day to the internet. I just don't feel like, I don't know. Is the Zoom shows, are they worth doing? I mean, is it satisfying?
So everybody's doing it kind of like I'm doing this interview with you. They're learning as they go. They're finding out what technology's wonky. For one thing is, I had a musician on a week ago, and their internet was choppy. And so just like when you have a bad connection with someone, especially if it's a comedian, you don't want to miss their setup or their punch.
Right.
Well, with a musician, as soon as he was fine when he was talking to me, but as soon as he started strumming his guitar and started singing, he was and it's like, oh no. And then it was a freeze.
Yeah, and I guess when it comes to doing comedy online, I wonder, like, who's it really for? Are people watching it and enjoying it, or is it just for the comedians so that we can feel like we're productive and do something?
I think that's always been that way, Brian. That's always been that way. It's always been some sort of therapy for comics.
Yeah,
especially at the open mic level, right?
That's a good point. That's a good point. I guess I haven't needed that therapy in a while. Although I'll be honest with you, I kind of do.
I was just gonna say I do. As soon as I get cut off, like you with your lectures, you were so rared up and you had so much stuff. You had so much ammo in the gun ready to go.
Right. Maybe that's part of my funk right now, is that I was all ready to do like a 2-month long. I'm gonna nail it. It's gonna be entertaining. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be, I'm gonna have large audiences, and like just die dead in the water.
It's just like they took the wind out of your sails.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just recovering from that. Maybe I needed to say it out loud to somebody to realize it. So put me on a Zoom show. I'll do it.
There you go. Great. I'll have you contribute whatever it is to whatever artist. Usually I put by the way, I usually will put artists, not only are you trying to sell your book, The Art of Taking It Easy, which I see you're doing very well, observing that rule, but I usually also put someone's Venmo or PayPal if they're hurting money-wise. You can always share it verbally with our listeners if you want someone to give, or tell us a place you want people to contribute food, like a local pantry or whatever.
I like when people want to help me out, and I have lost a ton of money.
Okay.
Losing 2 months of work is very it's a lot. It's worth a lot of money to me. There's a reason why I can get by only working a couple months a year.
Right.
I lost a lot. Also, this is the most. So
where can they give?
Well, let me just say this though.
Okay.
I also have a whole lot of copies of my book on hand that I can't sell. And those are like a sunk cost, because I had to buy them first, and then now I am just sitting in boxes and storage and in my car and stuff. So what I really like, I appreciate when people help me out, and I have gotten some contributions from people. I have a Patreon account, and some of my patrons stepped up and started, increase their pledge to help me out. But people that don't know me and don't follow my work, what I really just urge them to do is just buy my book, but buy it from me. Because I like you could buy it on Amazon, you could buy it on Barnes and Noble, but I don't get anything from that. Like literally, it helps me the most if you Venmo me or PayPal me or just make arrangements with me, and I'll literally sell you the book out of my inventory. I'll autograph it for you. I'll even make sure I lick it so I spread that COVID on it. You know what I mean? Like yeah.
So how do they contact you directly? Through
through Facebook, through Instagram, through email, and of course my Venmo is Dr. Brian King. My PayPal is Dr. Brian King. Everything is Dr. Brian King. So all one word together.
Okay, so so it's Dr. Brian King for Venmo?
Yeah, Dr. Brian King for Venmo, for PayPal, for Instagram, for YouTube, for Facebook, for Gmail. It's all Dr. Brian King. So and so like I like donations. Those are fantastic, and I appreciate them. But I also like to be able to give something to people. So
right.
I would much rather people send me some money, and I'll send them a book. I think that's I don't know. It just makes me feel like
they're just not throwing money in your hat.
I'm not going to refuse it. Don't get me wrong. Like I lost a lot of money from this tour being canceled.
Right.
But but I'm not like desperately strapped. I mean, I don't spend everything I make, so I have a little bit of savings. But sucks, man. Sucks. This whole situation, doesn't it?
Right. It does. It does. By the way, I just put it up for you guys. I'm putting it right now. Just put all that information up that we were just talking about, how to get his book, how to do it directly. If you do it directly, it helps him out a lot. It's at Dr. Brian King on Venmo, PayPal. Reach out to him on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You'll find him. You can stalk him. He's easy enough to find. Just don't go to the other guys because they take their cut.
That's true. It's a really good book too, and I'm not just saying that. Like, it's gotten great reviews, man. And you're mentioned in it, by the way. I mentioned you.
Oh, good. So how for every copy, what do I get? Like a quarter of a penny or something?
For everybody who reads my book, you may get somebody checking you out on the internet.
Wow. So what? How am I mentioned in your book? Is someone that owes you money?
In other words, Paul, I'm paying you an exposure.
Thank you. That's how I'm gonna die. Dr. Brian King is of exposure.
I mentioned you in my book, and so I draw. It's called The Art of Taking It Easy, and it's all about managing stress. And in the book, I make reference to taking you to Yosemite National Park, and I talked about that a little bit in the book. And so, if you remember that trip that we took.
Yeah, I barely remember that trip that we took. Yeah, I totally remember that trip. It's one that will stay in my memory forever.
When I learned that despite living in California for 50, 60 years, however long you
fuck you at that time.
Despite living in California for your entire life, and only being 3.5 hours away from Yosemite, you had never been. So I made arrangements to take you immediately, and we went right that day afterwards. And it was a fun trip, by the way. I mean, the things I did not talk about in the book are how we ended up smoking weed at the Hemp Fest in Las Vegas.
You happened to slide that out? How about the trip to the largest strip club in North America, the Stratosphere?
That's right. Well, that wasn't really the point of me mentioning it in the book. So I didn't want to, mentioning in the book wasn't about here's a cool story. It was about I once took this comedian to Yosemite National Park. But yeah, you're in my book, Paul.
Well, there you go. Cool. I'll look for my name in the index, and I'll find the page.
Christine, if only Christine had been available to go to Yosemite that weekend, she'd be in the book. But
you can tell how excited she is.
Yes, I don't even think she realizes that you're doing this. I feel like she's You know, she's completely zoned you out, man. She's just like, whatever.
Well,
Paul's over there doing chatterbait again.
I think she heard you say Farmville, and she's been like building her farm ever since.
So, ooh, I forgot about that game.
Yeah, my cows and the corn and the crops in the field have
Hey,
died. And
hey, Paul, you like my coronavirus haircut?
wow, what's going on there?
I did it myself.
Uh-huh. Yes, you did.
I did. My
Next time, put on the glasses, please, when you do it.
I did have substantially longer hair until a day ago, and I don't know why, but ever since this virus hit, I've been really wanting to like shave my head, and I couldn't commit to going straight bald, so I was like, so I did this instead.
Well, between the earrings, the hair, and just the way you look to me tonight, you look a lot like a friend of ours will just shout out. You're starting to look a little bit more like Howard Stone.
Oh, really? Does he got the
like a gay pirate kind of thing going on there?
I don't have like one of those
the little pigtail or ponytail or whatever we want to call it.
Howard Stone, doesn't the back of his head have like all kinds of folds of skin back there?
No, you don't look like you don't if you do not have the what is that the dog with all the wrinkles.
Yeah, Sharpay.
The Sharpay look. That's what I used to call his head, the Sharpay look.
Yeah. It's funny you should mention Howard Stone. My favorite thing that he ever said on stage was that he once got his driving weed mixed up with his sex weed. I thought that was hilarious.
To someone like me, that actually makes sense.
I know, but it's just funny as hell that there's like, yeah, this is the weed I smoke when I want to drive. This is the weed I smoke when I want to bang.
Well, and Howard Stone, we're gonna give him a whole plug here, but basically Howard Stone's that guy that he carries around his pot, he carries around his paraphernalia, but if you smoke with him, we don't smoke a joint, we don't smoke a bowl and pass it. He gives everybody their own pipe.
Oh, yeah?
He always has like at least 4 or 5 waves of smoking pot, and he gives everybody their own. So nobody's cross-contaminating. He was hip to the COVID before we all were.
He's a pioneer.
He's a pioneer of pot smoking paraphernalia. You like that? The triple P threat.
Man, Paul, I'm telling you, man, Christine could really help up your viewership if she just flashed them boobs right now.
All right, here, hold on.
Just jiggling them behind your head,
Yeah.
Because she's right by your head, but it's like a subtle background piece. Like if I didn't say anything and she was just back there going, boop, beep, beep, beep. I mean, honestly, man, how great would that be for your viewers?
Oh, I'm telling you, my numbers would finally go up. It'd be the most downloads on any upload I've ever had.
I want to remind everybody, please go to my YouTube channel and see my girlfriend's boobs. They are on there. I have posted lots of boobs to my YouTube channel, but most recently, my own girlfriend, her boobs, they're right there. They're there.
And if you're going to look at her boobs, you better go to Dr. Brian King on Venmo and PayPal and at least contribute $1 per boob that you see.
So Sarah's been modeling, and Sarah has her own Patreon account, and she's got some followers. She's been bringing in a little bit of money.
Patreon, is that a way that we actually can get our money without them taking a big ass cut?
Nah, they don't take a big cut. They take a 10% cut, which is not bad.
I've been telling people to send me money if they want to. Send it to me on PayPal. And hey, I don't consider you fans. I consider you friends and family. Why? Because I don't want them to get their cut.
No shit. You better not consider me a fan. I'm not a fan.
No, I meant like when they send me money, because if it's for goods or services, they take their cut. But if it's for a friend or a family member.
Yeah, no, it's like I always tell people, like when they pay for my book, like select, giving money to a friend, not, paying for goods, because otherwise why give PayPal an extra couple of bucks off of my crappy, measly income, you know?
Right.
But anyways, I'm not bitching about money. I'm just saying, if you really check out my girlfriend's boobs, that's all.
I
You know?
appreciate it. Yeah, we'll definitely make sure to give a shout out to your girlfriend's
And
boobs.
I really think you need to monetize Christine back there. You
Now
gotta
I
do
have a
what you
feeling she'll be pimping me out before I pimp her out. So
you gotta do. Well, you know, stud work is good work, Paul. Don't knock it, man.
don't knock it till you try it. Hey,
There's a
doctor,
couple of
thank you.
resources. What?
I'm sorry, I cut you off when I was saying thank you. But go ahead.
Oh, are you saying thank you because like we're done? Are we
We're
closing?
getting close to that time.
Is that your way of wrapping it up? Like
That's
this
my way
conversation?
of wrapping it up. Remember my joke?
I don't.
You know, how did I know when she wanted me to wrap things up, she'd give me the light.
Look at this. I'm picking my nose on Zoom. I would never do that. I would never do that on any other media format.
Yeah, never on radio. Never on
No,
radio.
but it was itching. You know,
It
this is
was
behind
itching.
the scenes.
You touched
Did you
your
watch
face.
you watch the Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff video blog? Did you watch that?
No.
They for the Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff, they made a song on Zoom, and I gotta say, I watched it last night, and you know, I've been kind of anti this Zoom thing, as I mentioned to you
Right.
earlier, but I watched his video last night, and I was like, you know, there are some ways in which people are using this and really interesting creative outlets, and so watch it. Go to YouTube after you look at my girlfriend's boobs. Go to YouTube and look up Will Smith's video that he posted yesterday. It's really good. It's very touching. Ooh, it's Christine, change your positions. All right.
Yeah, she's showing you her ass instead of the boobs. This is where you can kiss Brian King.
This is making the interview worth it.
All right, doctor, I'm out of here. I got to do this thing, but thank you very much for kicking back with us. You guys can check out Dr. Brian King anywhere that he's being sold.
Yeah, no, please check me out. Follow me. Even if you don't buy my book, I'm a pretty interesting, creative, you know, funny guy, and I'd love to hear from you because I'm bored as hell.
There you go. Dr. Brian King, it's the art of taking it easy. Check him out, Dr. Brian King, anywhere you hear him and see him. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, thanks, man. Take it easy and stay safe, buddy.
Yeah, you too now.